So yeah, as promised, we're gonna talk about Rajasthan Royals rather today, and I think Rajasthan Royals have the best team this year. I mean, the players they managed to get. I mean, I'm honestly surprised, and yes, I think Rajasthan is. I'm gonna pick them as my favorites to win this year because the kind of team that they have. I mean, wow, total class. I don't know, man. They've got all departments covered, and the options that they have for each slot is man amazing. So yeah, I think Rajasthan Royals have been struggling all these years after the first one 2008, but now honestly I won't be surprised if they win this year because this is actually looking like they it's like they've won half of the IPL on the auction table itself. That's the kind of team that they've built. So without wasting any more time, I'm just gonna jump into the 11 that I have, and honestly, I have made two playing 11 because, of course, the talking point is about Joss Butler. Where would he bat? Because of course he has batted at number four, and in the top order in the IPL. So we know he could bat at both the positions. So keeping that in mind, I have made two 11s. But honestly, I think it's a waste if you're you know. Playing Joss Butler at number four. I think it's total waste because Joss Butler used to bat at four for England. In the IPL also he used to bat at four. Then in 2018 he got the opportunity to open, and the amount of runs he scored, he got promoted to the top order in the English squad as well. And since then he has never dropped down in the order. So I think it's a waste. It doesn't make sense if you play him at number four. He has to be at the opening slot. Irrespective, I'll still mention both the 11. So of course, the first 11 where he bats at number four, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Devdutt Padikkal are the two openers. Then Sanju Samson, the captain and the wicketkeeper at number three. Joss Butler now at number four. At number five, the amount of resources they have. I mean, at number five, they could play Rassi van der Dusen, Shimran Hitmaya if they want a pure batsman. If they want an all-rounder, or they could play Daryl Mitchell, James Neesham, or if they want an Indian batsman, they could play Karun Nair. So they've got five options for the number five spot. And at number six, they got Rayan Parag. At number seven, Ashwin. At number 8, Nathan Coulter-Nile. At number 9, Yuzvendra Chahal. Number 10, Trent Bolt. And at number 11, again, you've got two options in Prasidh Krishna and Navdeep Saini. I mean, just look at the squad. They've got Bolt, they've got Uzi Chahal, they've got Ashwin, they've got Butler, they've got plenty of options at number 5. I mean, wow, this looks like a complete squad. And even if they play Karun Nair at 5, they would still have one overseas slot left because then they would be going only with Butler, Nathan Coulter-Nile and Bolt. So now if you want to play an extra foreigner, you could play Rasi van der Dusen, Shimron Hetmeyer, Daryl Mitchell, or James Neesham at number 5. If you want a pure batsman, you could play Rasi van der Dusen or Hetmeyer, or if you want a fast bowling all rounder, you could play Daryl Mitchell or James Neesham. Wow, they've got options. And the second 11, where of course Joss Butler opens, is Joss Butler at the top, then Yashasvi Jaiswal or Devdutt Padikkal along with him, then Sanju Samson, again the captain at number 3. Again at number 4, there were options and options in Rasi, Van der Dusen, Hetmeyer, Dyer Mitchell, James Nation, as I mentioned earlier. But now, since Joss Butler is at the top and you've got one overseas slot already filled, you need a Indian batsman in the middle order. So of course, Karun Nair comes in if Joss Butler opens the batting. So Karun Nair at number 5. Then Rayan Parag at 6, Ashwin at 7, Nathan Coulter-Nile at 8, UZ 9, Bolt 10, Prasidh Krishna or Navdeep Saini at 11. So pretty much the 11 remains same. Only if Joss Butler opens, then again you've got those foreign options in at number 4. But Karun Nair is a certainty if Joss Butler opens. If he doesn't open, if he bats at number 4, then Karun Nair won't play. I won't see him play if Joss Butler bats at number 4, because then you would play someone like Rassi van der Dusen or Sherman Hetmeyer, or again if you want all rounders you could play Daryl Mitchell and James Neesham. I mean, wow, that's the kind of team that they were able to build. And of course, Lucknow comes close to this, and Lucknow also have a pretty good squad. But in my opinion, Rajasthan are absolute favorites for me this year, and yeah, I think they'll crush every team that comes in their way. Of course, Of course, RCB again, and DDP from RCB, Yuzvendra Chahal from RCB again, but uh, biasness apart, I think Rajasthan Royals are my favorites to win this year. Yeah, they're my absolute favorites, and I think, yeah, they will lift their second title this year. So Lucknow tomorrow. Stay tuned.